All right, my loves. So, it's so funny. I was driving home last night. I spent all day with my niece and nephew and my sister and my brother-in-law and my mother. And we spent all day in Gilroy, California at the Mid-Cals wrestling tournament. Oh my God. When I tell you how proud I am of my niece and my nephew, like I could never get on that mat and do what they're doing. I'd be like, yeah, I don't have very much physical intelligence. My intelligence is up here. And so I tend to highly respect people that are highly athletic, that are very physical, that are super in tune with their body, right? Like I like to eat a lot. I like to have a cocktail. And I like to just sit there and look pretty. Now, on the way home, finally, when we left at about 10:30 p.m., we were there from 9 a.m. to about 10:30 p.m. I'm driving home. And as a numerologist, right, I have learned to align my thoughts and my download process with external experiences such as street signs, right? Street signs hold many numeric frequencies. And if I look at a street sign, I receive a download, I align it with a thought from my own experience. Ha! It's time to make a video. Okay. 459, I said, Mom, I'm driving us home. So I said, Mom, please text me this number. I'll remember the context, but I need to be able to remember that this was a whole experience that I want to do a video on. So we are now going to talk about the 459 frequency and the dark side of it. Now, the good side of 459 is you meet a wonderful, generous person. And I've experienced both sides of this frequency. My landlord, for example, is a positive representation of 459. This is a being who grants you an agreement or an energetic exchange that brings restrictive or uncomfortable circumstances to an ending. That's what 459 represents on a positive side. On a negative side, you flip it on its head. The narcissist that finally gets you to understand human interaction is 459. But I want to get a little bit more detailed because it's not just about the narcissist I encountered, but what they truly have done for me. Now, when you encounter a narcissist that you fall in love with, let's say, right? Especially someone like me who's very demisexual, sapiosexual, like, I have to love your energy. Like, it is not easy to infiltrate my heart chakra. It's not easy to get me to love you. It's not easy to get me to want to connect with you on an intimate level. It is very much so not easy. So when that happens, I know it's for a reason. So when I encounter, regardless of the fact that in hindsight, I know you're a narcissist, what did you do for me? How did you free me energetically? You freed me from a job that was making me miserable. Because as an enlightened being, I was walking through those halls, disgusted with what they're teaching other people. And not being able, literally being restricted from being able to teach them what I know is right. I'm telling you. I was a substance use disorder counselor in my last role, if you are curious. The things that are taught to those people, the AA, the NA concepts, I'm going to leave it there. Absolutely the fuck not. But when we get to conversations about wanting to teach them shadow work, wanting to teach them about their inner child, wanting to teach them about ego work, wanting to teach them about energetic healing practices, guess what would happen when I opened my mouth? I'd get called to the supervisor's office and told to delete things off my social media, told to stop talking about certain things. Yeah, telling you. So when I tell you that a narcissist freed me from an experience that was hindering my own spiritual practice, that's what I mean. That is the dark side of 459 frequency. So, it's important to understand the journey of the soul. It's important to understand contracts that are put in place prior to birth. It's important to understand that the God that governs this universe, as well as source that governs that energy, knows you, knows what's needed as a part of your evolution, knows what's next, and knows what it will truly take to shift you. When we're talking about 5, we are also talking about shifts. To go from negative karma to positive karma, to go from stagnancy to shifts. Do you think that is simple for someone that is hard-headed, for someone that is continuously repeating a pattern? Absolutely not. It is going to take something incredibly uncomfortable. And if you are granted the awareness to be able to perceive it, kudos to you, right? But also being able to trust in your God is helpful as well. So please honor your journey. Honor your journey. Please be understanding when difficult things happen to you, when painful things happen to you, and use them as a tool instead of remaining in pain. 459 is a frequency that frees beings. It is a frequency that shifts us. And it may occur from the light or it may occur from the dark. But in both circumstances, it is occurring from God. Take care.